on the railroad, or the stars in the sky.
I began my dance training at the Garden State Ballet Company with Fred Daniele, and I did primarily classical ballet. And then when I was 12 years old, Fred Daniele invited Joyce Trissler to come and teach this new modern technique called the Lester Horton Technique. At that time, Joyce was still a student at Juilliard, and she would come once a week, and she would teach several classes that day. And then eventually she started coming twice a week. And I was just absolutely taken with this technique. It was, for me, the next step to classical ballet. And so I spent a lot of time studying with Joyce. And I kept asking her questions about, well, is the elbow here, or is it the arm here, or what are the counts? And she finally looked at me and said, well, you know, if you really want all that information, you better go study with Jimmy Truitt. So I spent about 3 or 4 years working with Jimmy Truitt. He eventually asked me to teach his classes when he was going to Cincinnati. I would teach his classes in New York. So I spent a lot of time trying to get the technique as carefully as I could, with the counts the right way, with the intonation the right way, with the names, with the vocabulary of the technique.
Betsy, they went to a dance where I wore a pair of high-county pants. And Betsy, all dressed up in ribbons and rings. Oh, like you're an angel, but where are your wings? Hoodoo-lang-fall-did-I-oh, day. A miner says, Betsy, will you dance with me? Oh, well, old hoss, if you don't make 2 or 3, but don't dance me hard, do you wanna know why? My dad burned young Chuck full of strong alkaline. Hoodoo-lang-fall-did-I-oh, hoodoo-lang-fall-did-day. Hoodoo-lang-fall-did-I-oh, hoodoo-lang-fall-did-day.
Lester Horton was one of the early leaders in the development of modern dance technique. He created this enduring and pioneering technique in Los Angeles during the 1940s and early 1950s. It was a time when the arts were expanding from classicism to include modernism. Horton developed a technique that created dancers capable of strong technique and dramatic expression, enabling them to perform any kind of dance movement.
There are very few people that have the information that will preserve the technique for the next generation or 5 or 6 generations. And it would be a shame to lose the magic and that Lester Horton created.
The legacy that was left by Lester Horton, who died in 1953, continues to live and to inspire today's artists. This advanced tape is the culmination of the documentation of that legacy, which endures as an American modern dance technique. All of the material in the 3 tapes of this series is based on the 1991 book, The Dance Technique of Lester Horton, co-authored by Marjorie Percy's Ana Marie Forsythe and Cheryl Bell.
Miss Forsythe is the chair of the Horton Department at the Ailey School, and she also wrote a book on the Lester Horton Technique, which is amazing. So pretty much she knows everything about it. I mean, she's a genius. Working in her class, she's more technical. So she's really focused on the lines, where the feet go, where the hands go, where the head is, and finding that freedom in the movement as well as you go across the floor in her combinations. Great class. Ms. Forsythe loves everybody, and we love Ms. Forsythe. She knows everything about each student, and even outside the classroom, she wants to know what you're doing. She's always interested in your performances. She's always supportive, very, very supportive. She comes to every show. She's great. Ms. Forsythe's classes are challenging. She will kick your butt, especially if there's a break afterwards. She'll just present these fortifications that you'll forget, and you're like, oh my God, what is this? And then it'll be something impossible, like look through between your legs and then jump, something crazy. But it's challenging, but you get stronger, and she's always laughing, making jokes, and really goes over your corrections to help you get better.
There are many qualities that a dancer needs to pursue a dance career. I think the first one, of most importance, is the spirit and the heart and the wanting it so badly that there isn't anything else they can do with their life. I think the second thing is having some facility, but that's what dance training is about, is to improve that some facility. So, and I think a willingness to work hard, a kind of self-discipline, and I think of a kind of focus that a lot of ordinary jobs don't require. I was talking to a dancer yesterday, and I was sharing with her the fact that I think that dance actually saved my life, because my mother died when I was 10 years old, and I had started training when I was 8. And I think that the fact that I had dance in my life with that kind of focus and the kind of demands that the early training does really gave me something to live for.